Now on GBP AUD today, this wasn't actually a trade that I took, but if you remember what I said, it looked like we were rejecting the previous week's high, but it wasn't bearish until broken below that point there. We weren't in bearish structure, so we couldn't sell. I did say it's not looking great because it wasn't looking too good, but if price did break below there, we were entering bearish market structure. Now, what actually happened? So over in Asian session, what we had was that candle, and then we had that. So this is how we came into London session today. So price actually did break below, meaning that we had started this bearish structure. So if I draw that on, we had the high up there, we came all the way back down, and price was now pushing below, creating bearish structure. So sells were there, sells were available, even though it didn't look too nice. Like I said, this wasn't one that I took. But if we go over to the lower time frames, this was just before London session opened. Now, what is the obvious zones that we could be looking for sells from? So there was yesterday, aka Monday's London low right there, and there was potentially Asia high up around there. So they are the potential zones we could have looked for sells off of. And here is what happened. So London opens, it pushes up, and we then get a rejection of that zone right there. So if you were to sell from this point, your stop would be just up there, just above. And then your target was this zone. If you remember, we talked about this London zone here from last week. You could have targeted anywhere really in this zone here. So say, let's just go for that steady 1 to 2 there. And as you can see, what happens right here, price does end up playing out to the downside. If I just turn that up, price does end up playing out to the downside and comes all the way down. Now, how do we know that it was going to go down? Well, because that low was broken on the 4 hour. And if I take this off replay mode now, you'll see that it pushed all the way down and created this low right here. And the daily candle was a bearish candle like that. So today and yesterday, they both rejected last week's high. So I do believe we are now in bearish market structure and should be looking for sells. So just a little breakdown of a potential trade on GBP AUD today and what I'm looking for coming forward.